I thought it would be helpful to talk a little bit about what our Canvas course looks like and how you can check in on your students to support them. So here we are in our Lit Comp Larson class, and here I'm masquerading as a student. So I'll see just what you see or your student would see. You see I have all of the Zoom information here, which students have done really well. I do have office hours. If students ever want to connect, they can either email me or we can set up a Zoom during that time if they'd rather meet kind of in person. Down here you'll have the calendar, and I'm going to go ahead and open this up here. The calendar is a great feature. You can see here it's blank because I have the class turned off by unclicking, but if I click on our course, you'll see everything will populate on what's due, what's going on, and all of that type of information. This is a great way for students to kind of overview and see what is due, but it can be overwhelming if they have all of their classes clicked on. So I always encourage students to kind of look at classes one at a time. This view is nice, but what I really like for students at the end of the day or perhaps the end of the week is to go to their agenda, and that's going to tell you what to do that day. What do they need to get done? So it's a really nice to-do list that they can transfer into their planner, or they can show you that they have nothing in their to-do list, which would be great. Maybe at the end of the week, if that's better for your household, you can look and see what's due. Make sure you scroll all the way down because like mine are due almost at midnight there. So they're going to be down there if you want to see them. You can also click on things from the calendar if you want to see an assignment. You can go ahead and just kind of see like, what is this all about? What's going on with it? And you can click here and it'll link you to the actual assignment. Over here, I'm going to go back to our home page. Is also a place where you can check on how your student's doing. Grades are much more than just formal grades that go on their transcript. Grades, especially because we're in online learning, are going to be a great way for us to communicate, for your students to turn something in and me to see their work, give them some feedback, and make sure that they are staying on track for what they need to learn this year. So you can see the name of the assignment is here. You can see over here their scores. All of the practice work is always going to be 0 or 1. 0, they didn't really turn anything in, or it was incomplete. 1 means like, yep, they did it and they turned it in. So you can see there are some late assignments, missing assignments. Just as a reminder, late assignments aren't penalized, but it is important, and we encourage students to stay on track so that they can keep up with our learning as we go through. You'll also see this little icon here, and that means that there are some comments. So that means that the student may have commented to me, I may have commented back, and sometimes when you see things, there might even be some media comments. With us not being in person, I'm going to be trying to do some video or some audio for students so they can just get to know me a little bit more, and it makes it much more personable. The other thing that you might see here is if you want to click on the actual assignment and see what your student had turned in, you can do that by pushing on the blue, and there you can click on it. If they just did a little text box here, you can see exactly what they wrote, and you can also see the comments over here. You can also see that students are allowed to resubmit assignments if they feel like they need to do a little bit more. Some assignments, though, they might have used Google Drive, and so when you click on it, you won't actually see the assignment. You'll just see kind of this thing. If you click the View Feedback and you want to see what your student actually is turning in, you can click on that View Feedback, and then you can kind of scroll and it will load and tell you what your student turned in. And if this is confusing or this is not working and you're not really sure of the actual assignment, you can always click up top to the assignment details. And in those assignment details, it'll have all the information that I actually asked your student to do. So hopefully this will be helpful to you as we kind of navigate Canvas together. As always, if you have any questions, ask your student, and then you can always ask me as well.